Good morning, Michael.
Morning.
Down through here.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, there's little, you can see deer, coon, all kinds of, there's a little fox that runs back and forth through here, lives down in here. Wow, look at that, man. That is incredible. I mean, to know what's inside that cement, you know, and how deep that wall is. You know, it's 12 or 20 foot deep. Jeez. What an accomplishment. Yeah, it was starting to solidify toward the end of the evening, and we put those boards on it and you could walk on it. Well, we had some interfill here. This one completely held up. That one held up good. Wow. Yeah, we'll peel all this shit off today. Then we'll see what we got. We'll just keep building. At least our climbs are getting shorter now.
What's up, man?
Good morning, how you doing? Man, I'm here to check out this cured concrete. 3 days of curing, so I can't wait to take a look and see how it turned out. I ain't going nowhere. Well, like we said, 920,000 pounds of concrete is gonna be here for the rest of eternity. I can't wait to break off these form boards and see what it looks like, because, you know, we get the aerial footage above. We break off these form boards, and it looks like a honeycomb matrix that we built. And then, yeah, it's gonna, a little bit slow progress now, just doing all the minutiae stuff behind the scenes, but we're starting on the next foundation part today, so it's cool. We've had 3 sets of plans. We've had the pool company, you know, we designed the pool layout, and then we had the structural engineer design the pool foundation, and then we had the architect working on the house. So getting those 3 entities to play nice and kumbaya and all that, well, none of them really talked because they all know what they're doing, right? And so I was the liaison in between and trying to get it all to come together. And then when you got actual site conditions, weren't exactly what the engineers expected. It wasn't what I expected either, our sand pit. And so I've modified everything to make it all work and to be structurally sound and with my past experiences. But now that it's all together and we have our stuff to work up forward, now we're back on plan. And we can really, that's what I'll hand you all the plans and y'all just going to follow them. And, you know, of course, any questions, you just give me a call. But, you know, that's how it's going to kind of flow. But it's been very complex on that angle. But, yeah, so this right here is kind of weird because this is part of the pool foundation on the plans, but the pool plans show it as one big gold foundation. The only way to do this project, we couldn't pour it in one pour because we would have another wall here and it'd be over. We'd have multiple staging form boards all over the place. This is already complex enough. You imagine doing another top coat on this and then having another retaining wall right in the middle of the pour? Yeah, it would have been impossible. So that's why we had to break this into 2 pours. And then while we're doing that, I was like, well, why don't we just go ahead and throw the steel in for the infinity edge, which is those tall number 6s that are 11 foot tall, 11 foot 3. So that is going to make that infinity edge really strong. And I wanted it to be because you go, I'm actually going to measure it, but I think it's almost 60 linear feet from there as you take the arc all the way around to this point here where the infinity edge stops. So 60 linear feet of infinity edge, it must got to be self-supporting. And that's what Gavin and I talked. We went ahead and went with the a little bit thicker than a 12-inch wall. We went with the 14-inch thick gunite infinity edge, and we went with the 6-inch steel, 1 foot spacing, and then we'll also put the grids on it. So there's so much work to be had. That's why I'm going to hire one more steel tie guy, and then one plaster guy, and then probably one more laborer to help out, and then the interior guy to help out Juan. Anyhow, that's where we're at. So.
For some reason, it's just
yeah.
with a hard.
We got to get this down first. Set our batter boards on here in the corner, right where we want it. And once we do that, then we can take down our survey post because we'll actually have the batter board set.
Right.
And then so we got to get all the stuff cleaned up, taken out, moved over, and the pile of wood. And so the excavator can sit here. And then actually, when we set this excavator here, we'll be able to dig the house beam right through here. Okay. So we have to actually start on this side and work our way that away.
Monday.
You like all that garbage, concrete spoils and all that? It can go in the hole here. Yeah. I mean, like I said, now we just got to fill it up. I'm pleased, man. This is stout. So, little road to get in here. And as you're digging, the first thing you're going to start digging, because you have to work that way over, is right where the tower's at. All this material right here, all this stuff right here, all the way to where the pool foundation stops, all this is going to get moved out. And because it's the first thing you work on. And all this material can go in the holes.
Okay.
You know, and so it may be, like you say, more best advantage is just pick it up and dump it in there. But I won't. The drill bit I got coming is coming on Wednesday.
Okay.
So I figure by the time we start working on this, that's what I was kind of saying. Let's build the road to get the Bobcat skid steer down in the hole, and then we got to order the gravel, do gravel, driveway, move into that material, digging out that rock, setting the form board, and then get all this wood out, dig out the backside wood material, get the Mini over there and fill up the backside of it, compact it, get all that road built to get the skid steer back and forth. I think that's going to be Wednesday or Thursday anyhow.
Yeah, definitely.
Just the amount of work is going to be done. Now, we're going to have gobs of labor showing up, hopefully. And so we're going to split them up like we talked about, put the dudes on the dock, dudes on the helping out Juan, and then moving all the material, getting the inside cleaned up, moving all the trash, getting it all put in the trash trailer, multiple loads of that, cleaning up the neighbor's yard, cutting down those extra pieces of wood we talked about. I mean, it's going to be a busy, like I was saying, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday cleanup day, you know. And then we get the French drain fixed, and then we're good to go. We have to build a structure when we're doing these foundations that has to be able to hold extreme amount of weight, and we're trying to build it as quickly, efficiently, as cheaply as possible. And once we get it all done, it has to last one day, work perfectly, and then we tear it all down. It's kind of sad. So 14 inch, and so we may actually make it 15. We'll see. But all in all, this is the big pool wall that's Infinity Edge. It goes all the way up, right? All the way up there. And so, all right. So this little space right here. Okay, this is where we're going to decide. I think a 15 is good. So I think I decided I think it's going to be about 3 inches because it was 6, right? I think they did just right, 6. So that 3 inches off of this is we got to put a form in between here. Okay? Because this wall is 1 foot thick from here to here. Yeah, they did great. So it's 1 foot thick, and that's what the pool foundation is going to sit on. And it runs all the way through here, actually.
Okay.
I mean, the dowel's already in here. We can just dial in. We can get the hammer drill and drill right here.
Sure.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 inches off of this, so you have to add in. So let's say you do a 3/4 inch ply on this straight edge here. So the boards will be 3/4 ply in between here, and then you take an inch. I guess it would be 2 1/4 inches.
Okay.
And so you put that ply on here. So you take the 2 by I guess 2 1/4 inch board.
Yeah.
You set that on here on the ground, and either wire it on here, whatever you want to do, and then you put that ply on here, and it would just run the entire length all the way through the steel, all the way down.
You just
And-
follow it.
And you just follow it all the way down, and you make that nice arc on it. And so, obviously, this is 1/4, and then or 3/4 ply, and then when you get to the arc over here, you'll go ahead and get to the 1/4 ply,
Okay.
and you only have to do it 4.5 feet tall. I'd probably do it, just do it at 5, let's say. So that way, when you get your board, a 4-foot board, you get a 1 foot piece, you can rip it, and then when you overlap it, you can do the bottom 1 foot down to 1 foot strip, and then
Yeah, stagger it.
yeah, so that's the way you're gonna do it. Now, you put that board in here like this, down at the bottom, and you put the boards sticking up, and you can offset it obviously, and you can either get a nail and hook it on there somehow if you want. But I would run a 2x4 back, and this is what you can. This is gonna be what's gonna hold it up. So then you lay a 2x4 down all the way around the bottom of it,
And that's your base.
and then you just tack to that. So now your board's up, you get your front face and your board coming back to it. Really, structurally, you don't have nothing to hammer in the ground, nothing to drill into.
Yeah.
You can just put it right on there like that. And that way, whenever we pour this section right here, that will connect to the top of the pool beam. And then we're going to remember, this is all bagged. It's filled in with dirt and it's bagged, only 1 foot off. So you're actually bagging right here on the edge of the concrete. So you're only pouring this one thing thick. So before we bag this all the way, I'd have the guys come tie the steel. And remember, the way the plans drew, this wall is a little bit, I don't know why the engineers drew it like this, but they have them 5s on 14-inch center. So I'd put a row of 5s, on here, I guess, and then probably one in the middle and then one on the top, and then that's where your top also rolls in to your pad on your slab, your pool slab. And that's they call it Gavin number 5s at 14-inch double all the way across. And that's what the reason they're doing that is because this is now bagged in dirt. This pad has got to hold the weight of the pool and the gunite in the water, and they don't want it to sag at all. But we'll be compacting it, but they want to make sure this is structurally sound to hold the weight of the pool.
So once we run our 1/4 inch
Yep.
batter board around here,
Mhm.
then after it's poured, this will be a pour. Then the next will be gunite.
Yep.
Yep.
So we get the concrete. We turned the corner here, and this is also where I was thinking. I didn't want a hard corner of concrete right here. I almost wanted a little bit of an angle, so that this is now sprayed gunite, right? The gunite comes on up, and the steel that comes will tie into this piece right here, and to the number 6s for the dead man for the infinity edge. I don't really want a sharp corner because that's a fracture point. So if we would, when we actually pour this with concrete and we have the edge, almost we want the guys to trowel it and just have a nice rounded edge. Or we get a piece of wood and we just angle it in there. And we cut it at 45 and we just nail it on like that so we don't have to think about it.
Right.
But that's what I was thinking. So that's how we do it right here. And this is straight, so this is your nice easy shot for 24 feet. When you start angling, it gets more complicated because you have to cut little pieces, right? So I guess the angle starts right around here. To a 14-inch.
Yeah.
And just start putting them down each spot, and then start bending your plywood around.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're just doing that in between all this.
And brace it up.
Yep. And then you just brace it back.
Now, again, it needs to be nice and smooth, but it's never going to be a visible edge.
Nope, because the gunite's going around.
Because gunite's going around it. So.
Yeah, but I think double ply is better, so we don't have that big old. Because we saw what a single ply would do. The single ply was just so wavy,
Yeah.
and this is only 5 feet tall.
Yeah, we
at
can
your
work
most.
with that with just
Yeah.
a single ply. or
Yeah,
Double
and then
ply.
we're gonna set that 4'6" height based on just about the highest point that we ended up around here on this arc.
Okay.
Whatever the highest point is and the lowest point, you know, because remember this is all gunite, so the gunite height can change to take out any imperfections on the concrete we have here.
Cool.
And then that'll absorb all that, and we'll move it around. And then like Gavin, we're talking, we'll come along, we'll put the drain pipes. We'll tie that all stuff in before the gunite gets in. And this right here, we're standing in the basin, so the waterfall,
Yeah.
right? This is
Then
the
it'll
bucket.
recirculate back.
Yep, and this water gets sucked on out and gets put back into the pool up top there.
So we should definitely.
What's that?
How high are we going? How high? Like how deep is our basin going to be?
The basin is 4'6".
4'6". All right.
Well, I guess it might end up being 3'6" deep
Which
because
is
it, however thick this is. That's why I had you guys cut this stuff at 4 foot. Like you got those nailed over there. These were shoved, you know, just finished real quick. So we'll cut the tops off these. But this is why y'all ended up with 4'3", right? That's the point. So this is your gunite wall over here.
Okay.
And I bet we probably get away with 8 inches on this. I mean, I don't want you to chip that out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we could just like
some corners are like
take all these and then cut the plywood with a sawzall or something.
Something.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially right here. I have a skill saw. I mean, a hand saw, like what you call it? A grinder.
These ones we could
and
probably
my
break 'em off.
Bronco, so we can always use that to cut some of the wood.
Yeah.
But some of these, yeah, they ain't. That's stuck for life.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. And like I said, 4 feet or 11 feet under the pool. We'll throw the termite treatment on it, and it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was only like a small block.
Okay.
That's an unreal workout, you know. It's like CrossFit all day long.
Cut it at 92.
Do a little work on our trailer. We'd been so fast and furious we hadn't completed the trailer to put our tools up, so our tools are kind of disorganized. So we got a little break time today. You know, we're tearing out some of our batter boards. We're cleaning this up, getting ready for our next major operation or next excavation and beam pouring and pool pouring. So it's nice to have a day like this and the sun's shining, so thumbs up.
Professional work, right?
Yeah.
Or what was called a boom board?
Exactly. Alright.
Okay. That's giving us enough lip.
Yeah. Should be good.
Alright, now
Call it done.
all this stuff in the bottom can fit up there.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Won't slide off.
Not cheap.
Oh fuck! These fucking brakes all late. Oh god damn it! It's gonna be a bitch.
Do you remember where we were last?
Shit, man. What's for lunch?
So put a lip on the shelving so that anything that is sitting on top of it won't slide off while you're driving.
Clean this thing up a little bit.
Oh, Chris.
Should honestly not turn it and just keep it kind of going down the way you were. And I would put the bucket out a little bit further because not like I don't think it's gonna get any, you have so much weight in the back.
Yeah.
If you put the bucket out, it gives you an angle so that if it were to want to tilt a little bit, you've got that extra moment out there. This rock we've been chipping on with a smaller machine, the backhoe, the jackhammers. This rock has kicked our butt for like at least 4 or 5 months, and we just can't get it any lower until today. And Boone's gonna kill it. Yes, Boone? In Texas, they'll rent us this equipment. They just throw us the keys and go, here you go, have fun. There's no training. You just go after it. Oh, there you go. A lot of these controls, they're the opposite of some of the backhoes that we're used to using, and so you have to get used to the movements. It doesn't. Once you get used to it, it's fine. It flows, but the different equipment uses different movements, and so you jump from skid steer to backhoe, to mini excavator, to Case 320, and you got to get used to the controls just a little bit.